From the Last Stop Studios and the Last Stop CD Shop, you're watching the White Wall Sessions Classic. On tonight's classic episode, Matt Faulkner, Frog Leg, The Dead Pigeons, and Dead Man Winter. White Wall Sessions Classic is presented by Last Stop CD Shop, something for everyone in the family at your one-stop entertainment shop. White Wall Sessions Classic is sponsored by Workplace IT Management, the evolved approach to IT. Bell Incorporated, the face of packaging innovation. Ben's Brewing Company. Good people drink Ben's beer. J. Rick Music, custom string instruments, sales, service, and rentals. Here are your classic hosts, Dan Schaefer and Steve Zastro.
Hi, and welcome to White Wall Sessions Classic. I'm Dan Schaefer.
And I'm Steve Zastro. Thanks for joining us. On tonight's show, Montrose, South Dakota's Matt Faulkner performs the Season 2 classic, Dorothy.
Frog Leg is out in the dust with this classic tune from Season 5.
Dead Pigeons take us to Aberdeen in this Season 4 classic.
And Dead Man Winter has a seat at Kelly's Bar from this Season 4 classic.
We will be right back after this short break.
Stay tuned.
Promotional items for the White Wall Sessions provided exclusively by Minuteman Press, downtown Sioux Falls. Mention the White Wall Sessions for a 10% discount.
For over 100 years, Bell Incorporated has been an innovative leader in the packaging industry and has been proud to call Sioux Falls home. Bell Incorporated has a long history of supporting grassroots organizations in Sioux Falls that help drive the culture that defines our community. We believe a strong creative culture is essential to any thriving community and enhances our happiness and quality of life. Bell Incorporated is proud to be a community sponsor of the White Wall Sessions.
Well, we obviously get asked by people what we think makes us different and frankly why they should do business with us. And I think it's one of the easier questions we get asked, and it's really our culture. And our culture is defined by our values, trust, and teamwork. And that's what makes it different. It makes us better communicators, it makes us better decision makers, and overall it makes us a better service provider in an area where people maybe aren't always used to having very positive customer experiences. I believe it's our culture that sets Workplace apart and is our true competitive advantage.
Can't this thing load any faster?
Ugh, I'm so bored.
I'm so frustrated and angry.
This is making me sad.
This used to be my family until our doctor prescribed Last Stop CD Shop. Now we are much happier.
Last Stop CD Shop is for everyone. Side effects may include a warm, fuzzy feeling, spontaneous smiling, and overall happiness. Talk to your doctor if you decide to stop going to Last Stop, as it may result in sudden boredom. For best results, visit Last Stop Daily.
My friend Matt Faulkner is a Montrose, South Dakota native who spent many years living in Texas and performing at the infamous Kerrville Folk Festival. Matt has quite an underground following, and his songs have been covered by many different artists, including Steep Canyon Rangers, Jonathan Byrd, Alexander Gunn, Anthony DaCosta, and Radford Wyndham, to name a few. From Season 2, here is Matt Faulkner with Dorothy.
Lay your head down, Dorothy, lay your head down low. You'll be waking up early in the morning and off to school you'll go. Mom and Dad are on their knees and praying for you with all their soul. So lay your head down, Dorothy, lay it low. Lullaby, laughing lullabies, close your eyes. Lullabies in your dreams, lullabies, lullabies, laughing lullabies, close your eyes. Lullabies in your dreams, lullabies. Get down next to your bed, down on your knees, fold your hands close your eyes and pray for sweet dreams. And Jesus, he loves you and he lives inside of you. So close your eyes, sweet dreams, lullabies, lullabies, laughing lullabies. Close your eyes, lullabies in your dreams, lullabies, lullabies, laughing lullabies. Close your eyes, lullabies in your dreams, lullabies. Did you know that there's angels hanging out in your room? And when you close your eyes, they fold their wings out over you. I'm covered up with love and heaven touching you. So close your eyes, sweet dreams, lullabies, lullabies, laughing lullabies. Close your eyes, lullabies in your dreams, lullabies, lullabies, dreaming lullabies. Close your eyes, lullabies in your dreams, lullabies.
Frog Leg is a 6-piece outfit from Minneapolis, Minnesota. The band visited the studio in season 5 and played to a sold-out audience. Known for their songwriting and improvisational live performances, Frog Leg is best described as a soul band, but their influences are not drawn from any particular genre. A typical Frog Leg show usually features a unique blend of funk, reggae, rock, and jazz exploration. If you get a chance to see these guys live, do it. You won't regret it. Frog Leg is Joe Dunn, guitar and vocals, Dimitri Rallis, guitar and vocals, CJ Vanderpool, drums, Elliot Wachs, saxophone, Doug Christensen, percussion, and Jimmy Geisinger on bass. Here's Frog Leg with Out in the Dust.
Another day on his BMA. He thought he lived like the bug on his Walkman. No regrets, he had a leather patch jacket, spy blue hair. So young, he thought those 2 wheels could take him anywhere. After school, he used to ride into town, where he looked for half-smoked cigarettes on the ground, and waited till there was no one around. Then all got down, and then the lighter would sound. He drove every track, 'cause he didn't have much, except for those handlebars that he would clutch. It was the little things that meant so much. He'd ride down the beaten path and leave his trials in the dust. He'd ride down the beaten path and leave his trials in the dust. He'd ride down the beaten path and leave his trials in the dust. He'd ride down the beaten path and leave his trials in the dust. He'd ride down the beaten path and leave his trials in the dust. He'd ride down the beaten path and leave his trials in the dust. He'd ride down the beaten path and leave his trials in the dust. trials in the dust. Keep right down the beaten path and leave trials in the dust. Keep right down the beaten path.
Be sure to keep up to date with Whitewall Sessions news on all of our social media platforms.
You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. And remember, keep Sioux Falls loud.
We will be right back with the Dead Pigeons.
Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Ben Hanton, founder of Ben's Brewing Company. At Ben's, we take great pride in supporting our community and our vibrant local art and music scenes. When visiting our lovely city of Yankton, stop by the tap room and sample one of our exquisitely handcrafted brews. We have over 15 to choose from. Remember to support live music and responsibly enjoy Ben's beer at these fine locations.
Good people drink Ben's beer.
Need to restring your very first guitar or have a family heirloom restored? You can trust J. Rick Music with any and all stringed instrument needs because we are the area's premier stringed instrument repair and restoration company. J. Rick Music offers guitar, violin, and amplifier repair, a violin family rental program, retail music lessons, and custom one-of-a-kind handmade instruments. You can easily locate us at 1016 West 41st Street in Sioux Falls. Reach us at jrickmusic.com.
The Dead Pigeons visited the studio in Season 4 and performed a truly memorable session. The Dead Pigeons are known for their foot-stomping sound, a mix of upbeat bluegrass and lyrically driven ballads. Born on the West Bank of Minneapolis, the Dead Pigeons have been touring, picking, and perfecting their Americana roots sound for the past 6 years. The Dead Pigeons are Drew Peterson, guitar and vocals, Katie Jo Padell, violin and vocals, Jim Hinckley on bass, Ryan Douglas Canyon, mandolin, and Darren Christensen on drums. Here are the Dead Pigeons with Aberdeen.
Used to sing in my door when Clementine, back when you were mine, out of tune and out of time, like you didn't care. You said you were on your way to Aberdeen, everywhere else just in between. Favorite place in the world, though you've never been there. You said you'd run, yeah, someone to run to. Said you climb straight through the cloud in the sky. You were fly, like you had wings too. 'Cause from a weak heart, ain't a way to die. Broke, drunk, and crazy, well that was me and you. If I ordered one, you'd order two. Look at your drink and say, well hell darling, where you been? Think I ever saw you back down. Had trouble, got nervous when you came around. You knock yourself down just to show you get up again. 'Cause you would run, you had someone to run to. You would climb straight through the cloud in the sky. You would fly, had wings too. 'Cause from a weak heart ain't no way to die. I saw some bar some random night. Big old boy and this girl were in a fight. Looked like he's gonna hit her, man, and she was scared. Put your hand on my chest and gave me a wink. You stepped in between before I could even think. I swear to God I saw that big old boy get scared. 'Cause you would run if you had someone to run to. You would climb straight through the cloud in the sky. You would fly. You had wings too. 'Cause from a weak heart ain't no way to die. Well, some things change, but you never did. At least that's what the local paper read. Out of tune and out of time, like you didn't care. Like to think somewhere outside of Aberdeen, it's the last place that you ever seen. So I can look you up when I get there. And I will run, I got someone to run to. I will climb straight through the cloud in the sky. 'Cause I will fly, like I got wings too. From a weak heart ain't a way to die. Yeah, from a weak heart ain't a way to die. You used to sing me my darling Clementine, back when you were mine.
Be sure to keep up to date with Whitewall Sessions news on all of our social media platforms.
You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. And remember, keep Sioux Falls loud.
Are you looking for a new career? Bell Incorporated, a growing leader in the packaging industry, has local positions open today.
I feel that Bell has a wide variety of opportunities for people. For anybody that's interested in coming in here to work, we will be glad to have you, be glad to train you, glad to help you move up. Bell has opportunities to grow. I have been here for 15 years. During that time, I have learned from the ground up all the way up into management.
Visit bell-inc.com/careers to learn how you could join our inspired team.
Dead Man Winter is the moniker used by Trampled by Turtles frontman Dave Simonette. Simonette visited Whitewall Sessions in Season 4 while on tour and performed a remarkable session to a full studio audience. Here's Dead Man Winter with Kelly's Bar.
I was thinking like a stone in Red Wing, Minnesota, in a bar called Kelly's right next to the train. It shakes the walls and you have to stop talking. It's never much different, but it's never the same. The guy next to me, he was fighting for nothing. A love that was over and a knife in the back. And I was seeing double, so I went out walking. And I didn't know if I would ever get back. girl downtown and she was covered in lightning. Thought my weakness was charming, but I didn't agree. The cops were out watching everybody that was driving. Any one of you here could sing it better than me. The sun was rising on the banks of the river, and I was dying in Tom's backyard. No idea how I ended up in Winona. No idea how I ever let it go that far. Somebody there that I can't remember, but I'm certain this person meant a lot to me. Yeah, maybe I've changed, yeah, maybe everybody changes. And maybe you're not where you thought you would be. But I dream about it on the nights that I'm sleeping, and I wake up shaking in my own damn bed. I work harder at the people that I'm keeping. If you work harder getting out of my head.
Well, that's it for tonight's show. Thanks for joining us.
Join us again next week for Whitewall Sessions Classic, and remember, keep Sioux Falls loud.
I was safely on the run in fall, in a city after dark. And I found I knew no one at all. It took the blood right out my heart. Watched it go from fall to winter. Falling snow would freeze and splinter me. In a place like this, with someone like you.